All right, let's talk about a word that for a lot of us is kind of uncomfortable: networking. I mean, if the very thought of it just makes you feel like, ugh, it's a chore, trust me, you are not alone. But what if we could completely flip that script? What if we could turn it from something you feel like you have to do into one of the most powerful and maybe even enjoyable skills you have? Let's dive in.
So be honest for a second. When you hear that word, does it just bring up these images of, forced smiles and super awkward small talk? That feeling that you constantly have to sell yourself? Yeah. If it just feels transactional or maybe just plain uncomfortable, then you are in exactly the right place. Because today we're going to totally reframe that feeling and turn it from a major source of anxiety into a real, genuine opportunity. So here's our roadmap for today. First, we're going to tackle the most important part, the mindset shift. Then we'll build a solid pre-event playbook to get that confidence up. After that, it's all about mastering the conversation, how to exchange contacts smartly, and then the final crucial piece, the art of the follow-up. All right, first up, the networking mindset shift. And look, this is the absolute foundation of everything else we're going to talk about. This isn't about trying to change your personality or become some super extrovert. No way. It's about shifting your entire perspective on what networking actually is. Think of it less like hunting and more like gardening. You're just planting seeds for the future. And this right here is the core shift we're talking about. You've got the old mindset, right? That's the one that's all about what can I get from you right now? It's purely transactional and honestly, it's stressful. But the new mindset, that's totally different. It asks, how can we maybe help each other now or sometime down the road? See the difference? It's all about building a relationship, about mutual curiosity, and trust me, that completely changes the energy of every single conversation. Okay, let's bust a huge myth. This idea that the main goal is to get something, this is probably the most damaging myth out there. It's the very thing that makes networking feel so, well, predatory and just fake. When we walk into a room with that what can I get attitude, we're just putting up walls and creating this weird pressure for ourselves and, honestly, for everyone we talk to. But the reality is so much better. Healthy networking is a total two-way street. It really is. It's about giving just as much as you receive. You're in that room to share your knowledge, your ideas, your support, just as much as you are to learn from other people. So yeah, think of it as an exchange, not an extraction. All right, here's another big myth. This idea that you should only talk to important people. The classic VIP hunt. You know what I'm talking about, right? You've seen it. People just scanning the room, their eyes darting around, trying to spot the keynote speaker or the CEO, and just completely ignoring everyone else. Not only is it kind of rude, it is so incredibly short-sighted. And here is exactly why that whole VIP hunting strategy just doesn't work. The reality is, you never ever know where an opportunity is going to come from. That random participant you might overlook today, they could be a key decision maker tomorrow. They could be your next big client, your partner, your boss, who knows? Every single person in that room has a unique perspective, and a true connection happens when you treat every conversation like a real chance to learn something new. Okay, so our mindset is officially reset. Now, let's get practical. Let's turn this new perspective into an actual plan of action. The absolute best way to beat that networking anxiety is just to have a plan. Confidence isn't this magical thing you're born with. Nope. It comes from being prepared. Just think of this as your simple four-step playbook. 1. Clarify your top 3 goals. Before you even walk out the door, know what you want to get out of the event. Is it meeting 3 people from a specific industry, learning about a new technology? Just get specific. 2. Do a little homework. Research the key speakers and organizations that'll be there. 3. Prepare your 30-second intro. This is so important. Just practice a clear, simple way to introduce yourself. And finally, number 4, plan some icebreaker questions. Have a few easy, open-ended questions in your back pocket. All right, you've done the prep work. You're at the event. The coffee break is starting. Now what? It's time to put all this into practice. And remember, this is not a performance. It's about making a real, genuine connection. And guess what? There are some super simple techniques to make that happen. Okay, here's a pro tip, and it's a game changer. It's a simple visual cue. You want to approach open groups, not closed pairs. So, look for people standing in a circle with a little bit of space, kind of like a U shape. That's like a nonverbal welcome mat, saying, hey, come join us. Trying to break into 2 people who are locked in this intense face-to-face chat, that's way harder, and it can feel like you're interrupting. So just look for the welcome signs. And you don't have to be some kind of comedic genius to start a conversation. Seriously, Here's your icebreaker toolkit. The best approach is a simple, context-based opener. Things like, "Hi, I don't think we've met yet. Or, "So, what did you think about that last session?" These work so well because you're both sharing the same experience, especially that last one, asking about a session. It just immediately opens the door to a professional conversation. Easy. Okay, so you've broken the ice. But how do you move past the small talk? This one is pure gold. Simply ask, what are the main challenges you're facing at the moment? It's respectful, it shows you're actually interested, and it instantly shifts the conversation from just, generic chat to a really meaningful discussion about their professional world. This is where you start to find out if there's a real way you can help each other.
So you've had a great conversation, you're connecting, and then comes that moment. You know the one, the slightly awkward, how do we exchange contact info now part? The key to doing this without feeling all pushy and weird, it's all about timing and having a clear purpose. And here is the secret sauce. The right time to exchange contacts is after you've found a clear, common interest and you've identified a potential next step. Don't just ask for a business card to collect it. Wait until there's a real reason. Like maybe you promised to send them an interesting article, or you both realize there's a cool way you could collaborate. The request to connect should feel like the most logical, natural end to your conversation. And when you do make the ask, here are a few best practices. First, just ask. Something simple like, "Hey, would you like to stay in touch?" Give them an easy out. Then offer options. Is LinkedIn or email better for you? That makes it super easy for them. And please, 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 if you connect on LinkedIn, take the extra 10 seconds to write a personal note. Just remind them where you met. I promise you, it makes all the difference in the world. Okay, the event's over. You've left with a handful of really promising new contacts. That's awesome. But the work is not done yet. In fact, you could say the most critical part is just getting started. All those great conversations you had, they can be completely wasted without a good, thoughtful follow-up. Think of it like this. There's a cadence to it. Networking is a process, not a single event. So within about 3 days, send that first message while the conversation is still fresh in both your minds. If you don't hear back, it's totally okay to send just one, polite reminder after about 10 days. And then it's about the long game, just nurturing that relationship with a quick check-in every quarter or so. That's all it takes. So what does a perfect follow-up message actually look like? Well, here's the formula. First, it reminds them where you met, just to jog their memory. Second, it mentions a specific topic you guys talked about. This shows you were actually listening. And third, it suggests a really small, realistic next step. Something easy, like sending that link you promised. That's it. And this really just brings everything full circle, doesn't it? Smart networking is not a numbers game. It's not about who can collect the most business cards. It's a quality game. It's all about having those genuine conversations and then, carefully growing the relationships that actually matter. So what's the big takeaway for you? It's that you're now equipped. This isn't just some abstract theory. You have a clear mindset, a practical playbook, and all the tools you need to make your next event a huge success. You've got this. So that next conference you've got on your calendar, it doesn't have to be a source of anxiety anymore. It's a field of opportunity. It's filled with potential collaborators, mentors, maybe even future friends. So the only real question left is, now that you have this toolkit, what are you going to do with it?